Okay, cool. The item or the title
Okay,
stuff.
cool. The item.
Or the oh, whoops. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's get things going. Oh. There we go. So, Mr. H. First indeed, you beat Eric. Or the other Eric? Is both your names Eric? I'm actually not 100% on that. I don't remember. Yeah, they did post it. Okay. I'm the real Eric. Got it. When in Rome, feed as the Romans do. I guess their enemies were more the feeders, weren't they? All right, we got the draft roll here. And of course, they never start on the side that I put them on to begin with, but oh well. Did we I don't remember exactly how these matchups went week 1. Let's see here. Oh, IQ didn't play last week. They've only played one series. I see. And it looks like there was some confusion about the how to do the games on the new website. So, got it. I don't know if they have a way to really manually fix that. But I think everyone knows what to do now. Let's go for 100 channel points. I didn't even know we could do that. Nectaries, weren't you and my Vacasaur supposed to be on the same team? What happened with that? Points just not work out? I remember him talking about that. Too good for me? I know that feel. You can't resist. Wow, you got some couple level 1000 accounts in here. My goodness. None of your business level 1072, and you can't resist level 1000. All right, and here we go with draft for game one. When in Roman blue, IQ on red. I'm here to cheer on the team playing the best League of Legends, and that's Team CR. You're a little early for that, Mr. Eric. Let's go, Rihi. True. All right, you guys keep watching the draft. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I am a little under the weather, so sometimes I have to excuse myself for a minute, but we're good. Okay, let's take a look at the draft here. All right, they're not quite ready to launch the game yet, so let's head and look at the draft. Wukong first pick for my Bakasaur. No surprise there. I know he's been raving about the Wukong lately. Oriana for really bad Zed. Or no. No, that's for Rihi. Okay, interesting. And then Udyr in the jungle for Nanya. Okay. Kali for really bad Zed against Oriana. And then the Senna, presumably support for, I believe, Zeralax, something like that. Support for one in Rome. Then Jin for You Can't Resist. And Leona for Zesty Queso. Classic engage lane. Swain Bot for When in Rome for, I believe, WIR Rebellion. And then Gragas top lane to round out the comp for Elias. Good blind pick for top lane. Pretty heavy, pretty AP heavy team though. We'll see if that comes back to bite them. And then last pick for IQ is going to be the Kale. That's an interesting choice. I think Kale's actually a really rough, or Gragas is a really rough matchup for Kale, to be honest, as are AP heavy teams in general, but we'll see how he plays it. I'm trying to remember who the top laner for IQ is. It is... I don't remember. Oh, I could just look at the. Oh, that's right. It's Nanya Business top on Kale, and then Bongaroo jungle with Udyr. That's right. Nanya's the top laner, not the jungler. And I see both bot laners for each team have the same icon, so they're getting their synergy going. Their icon synergy. I like that. And, looking at the comps, I question the Kale pick a lot. It's not a great matchup against Gragas, although what is a great matchup against Gragas? Top lane, to be honest. When in Rome top laner ganked by Taco Bell. Oh god. Ugh. See, what's the other game tonight? It is PPB versus Nord in about an hour. Okay. I will say, well, this is not a great matchup for Kale all around. It is one of the few matchups where Kale can actually be a little aggressive early, because Gragas' early game is also really weak. So I guess if you play the early game well enough, the matchup being rough later doesn't matter. We'll see. Yeah, sorry for the no music like last season. The music tracks I have been using for Beer League keep getting copyright claim now. So, which is really unfortunate. I need to talk to some people, see if we can get some new approved Beer League music, I guess, because the ones I was using don't work no more. This Udyr might be a problem if this game goes late enough, just because of how AP heavy When in Rome is. You can stack a lot of MR on Udyr with Force of Nature and stuff. And I don't know if Senna Wukong is going to be able to deal with that with the rest of their team. Well, he just thanks the rest of the team. Obviously, the Kale Jin scaling is really, really high as well. So I definitely think that this IQ wants this game to go longer for sure. So should be a good one. Both these teams have looked very strong so far to start the season. It's too bad that we still have to do spectator delay with these tournament codes, but it's not a big deal. Tournament codes do make it much easier to do stat tracking, which is a lot of fun. There was a lot of hiccups getting the system to work at the beginning. A lot of user error, but I think we've got it all more or less sorted. So that's really cool. And now that the infrastructure is there in the future, so we won't have to do all this work every time. All right, and here we go. I really hate this thing, by the way, this Discord thing in the top left, is it blocks part of my screen at the beginning of every game, and it's really annoying. Like, just go away. Ugh. That's interesting. So they were lined up in the wrong order in champ select, but now that we're in game, it's lined up in the right order, and I don't know why. But all right. Summoner check. Anything really strange?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
No, it looks all pretty standard to me. Standard starting items. Standard
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Runes. I don't think you need to go D-Shield on Kayle in this matchup. I think it's one of the few matchups where you can actually get Prio early, but when you're playing Kayle, I don't blame you for just playing it safe as well. So, although he doesn't have the attack speed rune, which is interesting.
Minions have spawned.
Looking like teams are pretty content to just chill here at level 1 after that little skirmish. Both junglers are going to start topside. Makes sense. Leave the scaling top laners alone top and gank bot. That's the smart play. in the bot lane on the Swain. He's able to avoid that fourth shot though, so his health will stay in a decent spot. And yeah, I mean, Gragas does okay damage early game, but he runs out of mana really fast. Like, look at this. Kayle can do whatever she wants now, because Gragas just has no mana to counter spells. So, if I were Kayle here, I'd love to see her just shoving this lane and keep him on the back foot so that he can't just reset for free. It's ironically one of the better things you can do as Kayle is sometimes it's better to not kill your lane opponent. It's better to just keep them in lane when they're low like this so they can't deny you. You get more value from keeping them weak in lane than by just killing them and having them reset and come back to full health. That's kind of true for every champion, depending on the champion, but especially for a scaling champion like Kayle. Getting to just farm for free is worth more than one kill. Meanwhile, Trevor looking for a gank here on the bot lane. So far, he has not been spotted. Jhin playing very far back. He's going to go for it. He's not going to... Great angle for him. Unfortunate, they're not going to be able to see him here. He'll land right on the Jhin. Does he have the damage to finish him off? Yes, he does. They're going to go ahead and pull the Leona back too, but she should be fine. Oop. Pops the flash, but in the end, first blood for the monkey. Yeah. I hate playing bot lane red side for exactly this reason, because you can have a jungler get right behind you, depending on the timing of the wave. You can have them get right behind you. You have no idea they're there until it's way too late. Not a fan of that jungle, that bush placement. And top lane really doesn't have the equivalent, which I find interesting. Top lane is even on both sides, more or less. It's just bot lane that gets screwed. I guess it's kind of the same on both sides, but it feels a lot more noticeable on red side. Not exactly sure why that is, because it looks kind of symmetrical, doesn't it? Yeah, but red side it just feels a lot more punishing. You know what it is? I think warding this bush as blue team feels a lot more natural than warding this bush as red team. I think that's what it is. Because both teams generally tend to want to ward this bush rather than this one. I feel like there might be some human psychology going on there. On the swing here, but unfortunately Leona in tower range. That's going to be 2-3 tower shots, and that's going to be enough for her to die, I think. Indeed it will. Yep, just gets a little too close to the tower. And now jungler's here, but so is Akali, and Jin's going to go down as well. Great roam by Akali. That's going to be the feat of warfare over for one in Rome. Great early game for them. And Kayle going for the really greedy start, going for the Cole first back. Really wants that. I mean, I think it's a good idea if you can get away with it. It's just you can't often get away with it. So about a 1.5k gold lead for 1M Rome already. Oh, he actually comes down and sneakily solos the dragon. I assume he DW'd over the wall. I didn't even see it. Yeah, there you go. And Udyr really I don't know if he's really even shown on the map yet. Other than he kind of stopped by bot for a second. He's gonna go ahead and try to see this, but I don't know if he actually sees this ward, this pink ward here, but it'll see him. So he's got to hurry up and take this. He's gonna get here in time and probably yoink it. Indeed he will, and now he's actually still down in the XP even after. Oh no, Udyr got the blue buff. Okay. I thought that was Wukong's smite, but it's indeed Udyr's. But now he has to run because he's got Kali coming over to help. Ooh. Nice flash by Udyr over the wall. Just doesn't quite sync up with the Orianna ulti, so it ends up not really ulting anything. You have all the lanes to have a lead, and at this part in the game, Kale, being Kale is just kind of amusing. Wukong's gonna go on Kale here, but he's got Udyr to cover, so Kale gets the Saber ulti, which is a big deal early in the game. It's a really long cooldown early on. And now Udyr's gonna go ahead and start these raptors, or these grubs, but he needs to pull them a little bit more so that he can get them with his R. But in the end, it's okay. It takes it pretty fast with the R and Faded Ashes, so no problem. And the wave is pushing back to Kale too, so that's top lane's in a great spot for IQ. None of your business opting not to rush the Swifties. It's a greedy move for a Kale, but I honestly kind of like it. I think rushing Swifties and just never interact with your opponent is kind of a bitch move. So I respect that he's going for the damage. Leona doesn't realize it, but she's actually really lucky she missed that E. Otherwise, that would have been a great gank setup for Wukong, but and misses. Nice chunk of damage there on the Jhin. And you're at the point of the lane now where this Swain Senna lane starts to be a little scary. Now that they have their ultimates. Obviously a very weak lane early, but they made it through. And now Udyr is here, and Swain's gonna get caught. He does have both sums, but he's opting to stand and fight instead of use them. And now he pops them, and he's gonna get away. Now Orianna's here to help. Unfortunately, I think Udyr's gonna get, well, no, actually he's fine. Thanks to the shield from the Orianna. And meanwhile, we'll go look at top in just a second. Jhin able to get out of the fight and then contribute with his ulti, so that's up being a 2-for-0 in the bot lane. And meanwhile, top lane, if College realizes what's happening, he decides to just roam top, and None of your business deciding to get aggressive, like, unfortunately at a really bad time. And College just comes and gets a freebie, and definitely should have saved your ulti there. There's no way you're outplaying that. So, yeah, good. Very well played in the bot lane by IQ, but nice response by really bad Zed to roam top, realizing that he was way too late to go bot. So just do something else. You know the saying, better late than never? It's not true in League of Legends. It's the opposite is true. If you're gonna show up to the play really late, but you don't show up at all. If you just show up really late, your team's dead and then you die. Most of the time, anyway. There are exceptions, as there is with everything in League of Legends. There's always exceptions.
Yes. Ravage.
First bleed item coming in, Ghost Blade for the Jhin. Ooh, and they're gonna get engaged on the Senna, but they literally know the Wukong is right here, and Can't Resist is getting the bot lane is getting pincered by the Swain and the Wukong. And yeah, there's no surviving that. Especially with Gragas TPing in as well. It's gonna be basically a wipe in favor of When in Rome. Yeah, getting a little too crazy without seeing people by the IQ bot lane. I know you're playing Leona, you want to go in, but sometimes you gotta realize you're being baited. Honestly, the Gragas TPing down there is probably unnecessary, but you know, when it's for an objective, sometimes it's worth it just to make sure the play works. That'll be second Dragon over for When in Rome. So about a 2k gold lead for them. KO should have this Nashers any second now. 1550, 850, 2600, no 1600, 2400. Should be 600. more for Nashers, I think. Yeah, she's got 650 right now, so I think my math is correct there. Nice early Nashers for the Kale. Woo, Rihi, my goat. True. Rihi is everyone's goat. Oh, Leona's looking for an ambush, but I don't know if you want that smoke. You are way behind at this point. You got to be careful. The Swain has a Rylai, so any fight you take is a fight to the death once he has an item. So you better be prepared. Comes the Leona ulti on the Senna, followed up by the Udyr flash stun, and that will be a kill on the Senna. Probably a bit overkill with this Udyr flash, but in the end, sometimes you just gotta make sure the play works. Kayle should be level 11 here pretty soon. Now she'll finally be a champion. However, Trevor doing one of his patented lane ganks. Wukong especially good at them because you can get right on top of them before they even see you, thanks to your W. And this should be a dead Kayle here. It's just the question is, when do they decide to pull the trigger? And there he used flash as well. Was that really necessary? Hold on. That seemed... He W's, and he moves out of the brush, and then I guess he doesn't want to lead with... I don't know. I feel like he could have just W'd out of the bush and then eat on her before he was even seen, but I don't know. In the end, Kayle gets out of it, so I think you're happy with that if you're IQ. Give a little flash for a flash to survive certain death. Seemingly certain death. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's no way Kayle should be able to get out of that situation, but it's okay. It's going to be the Merc Treads rush for Kayle. A little unusual, but I don't mind it against a Gragas, just to help break some of that that chain CC. And now the Kayle's coming in, and she is pretty strong. Go ahead and get the kill on the Wukong. Now IQ's going to go ahead and move in on the Rift Herald here, while the bot laner's going to get into a fight. Ooh. Why Rebellion tries to get a desperate flash Q to re-slow the Jhin, but doesn't happen. Ooh. Senna's going to get a bit caught out here, has to blow flash to escape, but that might not be enough, and we're going to have the damage to finish him off. Yes, ooh, that was with the help of the Kayle. And yeah, funnel kills into this Kayle. This is how you win if you're IQ. And they have the gold lead. After that, despite being down in kills, Jhin able to hold out the curtain call and finish off the Swain in the bot lane as well. Yeah, big turnaround in favor of IQ. So yeah, there goes first tower. So it will come down to feats of strength will come down to whoever gets 3 objectives first. And right now they're at 2 apiece. Nice TP gank by the Akali on the split pushing Jhin. So yeah, whoever gets this next dragon will secure feats for themselves. Do the teams realize that? Oh, hold up. Does Kayle get a little too cute here in the tower? Yep. Yes, she does. And Op's just not even used his ulti, which is a good call. He wasn't going to kill him in time. So yeah. You gotta be careful against these champs that can knock you into the tower. Well played by Elias there. Looks like Kayle's actually going to go for the Wit's End Rush second, which is interesting. This is like an old school Kayle build. I haven't seen a Wit's End Rush second in a long time now. They are gets a lot of AP, so if there is a time to do it, it would be now. But that is going to delay the Kayle scaling a bit. But Kayle is doing pretty well this game, so I think he can afford to delay a little bit. Meanwhile, Akali deep behind enemy lines, just waiting for some vulnerable squishy to walk by. IQ trying to get in position on this dragon earlier. They have no idea this Akali's there. Akali's just kind of chilling. Fortunately, he doesn't know that all the squishes are over here. So, oh, he decides to bail on the play. I guess you gotta have to, right? They're clearly not coming that direction, so Both teams moving in on this dragon early, which is what you want to see when it's an important dragon. You want to show up before. If you show up when it spawns, you're too late. Gragas already used his flash combo to get the kill earlier in top lane, so not going to have it for this team fight. Udyr trying to get in. Kayle frontlining a little bit more than she really should be, but the ulti's going to go ahead and save her and do a lot of damage. And now Akali's getting in, and she's going to go ahead and take out the Kayle. Now the rest of IQ has to run and try to avoid this AoE from the Swain. But now you can't resist, still full health. And he's just kind of get to confidently walk forward and keep auto-attacking, so even though he's a bit behind, you know, if you keep autoing, eventually you're going to do meaningful damage. So IQ goes 4 for 1 in that fight. Okay. Well done to them, and that will secure the dragon for them as well, so. Well played to Team IQ. Rough start at the beginning, first 5 to 10 minutes of the game, but they've done great since then. I do hate this, really hate this Ghost Blade Rapid Fire Cannon build though for Jhin. I see so many Jhin players doing it, and every time I see it, he hits like a pea shooter. Like I hate it a lot. I really don't care for this build. I think like a lethality item into Rapid Fire Cannon, it's like you just do no damage at all. If you ever fall behind while building this, you do even less no damage, so. Or more no damage? I don't know, the point is I don't like the build. Yeah, a lot of MR stacking for IQ going on. So we got the Kayle with the Wit's End, we got Udyr with presumably with a Force of Nature coming in. Kayle's gonna go ahead and get caught out here. Yep, and that's gonna be a dead Kayle. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be Banshee's second for Orianna as well. So yeah, just so much MR. Yeah, it's tough to silent against the Gragas. It's so easy for him to set up ganks. Meanwhile, yeah, Akali gets the 1v1 she wants, but it has a hard time bursting through all that extra MR. And Orianna's got 90 MR already, so even though Akali hits basically everything, she doesn't have the burst to kill the Orianna. So she has to back off. You can't resist in a really rough spot here. No flash is definitely going to go down here. I will say that when in Rome has done a really good job of rotating as a team and finding these picks. They've done that a few times this game already. Great rotations by them. They haven't done as well in the actual team fights, but during rotations they have found the numbers advantages they want. Oh, interesting. Wait. Negatron Cloak and 2 recurve bows? Maybe she just went the Negatron Cloak for the MR and now she's going like Terminus or something? I actually have no idea what Nunya is building on the Kayle. So his momentum has definitely fallen off a bit compared to the early game. Ideally be around level 13 and a half, level 14 by at this point as a Kayle, but the deaths have definitely slowed down his EXP gain considerably. And killing the Kayle is not even about getting the gold, although obviously the gold is nice. It's more about just slowing down the rate that she gets that EXP, you know? You slow down her level 16 by 3 or 4 minutes, that can make a huge difference. You know, it is Wit's End. Oh, does Wit's End build out of 2 recurve bows now? I guess it must. Okay, fair enough. And that 20% tenacity, so. Oop. Gragas tries to go for the combo on the Jhin, but great flash by Jhin, able to get out of the combo so it doesn't get hit back into the team. Although Gragas is just going to keep going, and now Udyr's trying to cover for his team, but in the end, I think he's going to pay with his life for that. No, nice flash, but is he going to end up going down anyway? No, he will barely survive, and Leona has now taken on the role of the martyr. He's going to bravely frontline for a team, and meanwhile, Kali's trying to get in, Orianna's trying to follow, but you can't follow too closely. Hold on, and now this fight has gone on for so long that now Wukong is able to get here. He's obviously just going to dive these low health squishies here. This is exactly what's going to happen. He's going to flash on the back line. He's going to go ahead and grab Jhin. And they're going to move on to Leona as well. Was Zilean banned this game? I actually don't remember. Well, we'll see after the game, I suppose. Here, we can take a look for a second, just to answer the question. Was Zilean banned this game? Yes, it was. IQ Banzillion. There you go. Now, when in Rome, turning the momentum back in their favor, we're going to go ahead and move down onto this Otacon. Interesting, more tank heavy built for Swain, going for the Fimbulwinter second. I always see them do this sometimes, but usually not on the carry roll. Now, Udyr trying to get into this Otacon, but there's simply no way he can get into that. If anything, he's probably going to die for even trying. Nope, he ends up surviving, at least for now. And that will be Otacon 4 when in Rome. I know people are very divided on how valuable Otacon is as an objective. I've heard people think that you shouldn't even bother. And we see a GD chart. I assume that's a thing that, a gold chart, is that what you mean? Like that? I have no idea what a GD chart is. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and dive the Senna behind the tower. Giant dick chart? Oh, no, you definitely can't see that on stream then. Yeah, so here you go. I don't have like a chart, like the fancy ones that Simino Mas has, but you can see this here at the various roles. Relatively even across the board. The only real lane with significant lead is mid lane, which, you know, 1,000 goal shutdown for Akali. You don't know what a GD is, Slamurai? No, I can't say I do. I guess I do now. Gold chart? I feel like at that point you could just type gold, but GD chart. No giant dick. Yes, we told you, Eric. It's not giant dick. You definitely can't see a giant dick chart on Beer League. That would get us banned immediately. Oh, and the Abyssal Mask. The Abyssal Mask or the Udyr. I kind of forget this item exists, but it's a smart choice when you have double AP solo lanes. So, good thinking. Riki going a little crazy trying to fight the Gragas. I guess the Gragas is more of a tanked Gragas compared to the normal carry build, so not really the one-shot menace that you often see in solo queue. Especially not when they have a bunch of APs, so gold difference about 1k in favor of when in Rome, but this game could go either way from here. Oh, Jhin having to book it. Unfortunately, he's going to walk right into this Gragas. And that is unlucky. So far, Jhin kind of getting the business this game. I will say Reese, or You Can't Resist, is a very good player, but he definitely has a case of the spam deaths. Meanwhile, fight's gonna break out here, which obviously in Gwendolen's favor because they have the numbers advantage. And I think IQ's just gonna have to try to bail as best they can. Yeah, this play Orianna coming in here with a nice shockwave, but in the end, I don't think it's gonna be enough to actually make a meaningful difference. It will not. And that's gonna be a 5-0 ace. Oh no, okay, 5 for 1. In favor of one in Rome. So yeah, here you go. Huge swing in their favor. And I'm surprised they're not going for Baron here. I guess their Baron DPS isn't that good this game. Maybe they're just opting not to. Jhin is here, and Jhin is 1,000% going to get dove if he does that, so he has to cancel the ulti. Definitely did not need to ult quite that close to them. Could have stood back here at this tower, but, you know, it's hard to make the decision. But yes, as I was saying, Reese is a very good player, but he does have a case of the deaths tend to pile up. Because he is a very aggressive player, so. About level 14.5 should be level 16 within the next 3 minutes or so, provided she doesn't die again. Definitely should have been level 16 by now based on how the early game was going, but alas, those 5 deaths come back to bite you. Can't get EXP when you're dead. Mostly.
Fear me.
And they're just gonna keep hitting them. Wukong's gonna go for it. I don't know if Wukong wins this. I mean, if Kale doesn't have ulti, he wins it, so there you go. And that is the part of the downside of this build, too, obviously, is that you invested so much in MR that if you're fighting someone who isn't magic damage. Let's go Petal Files. Why, Eric? Why? Petal Files, indeed. And I'm looking for a play here, but I don't like playing like this against a Gragas. It's so easy for them to just get a good engage on you, especially as he has all his cooldowns. What? And he tries to go with the flash combo on the Jhin, but the E does not land, so the ult doesn't send quite where he wants. And now the fight's going to break out. Both of the other laners are going to TP in here, and I think they're both just going to try to back off now. The Petal Files, indeed. And Leona doing her best to frontline for her team as much as possible this game. IQ moving in on the dragon here, but you gotta be careful. Kale's still just not quite to level 16 yet. He's about 80% of the level. Yeah, I mean, you see just how aggressively positioned Can't Resist is. He is not afraid. And now the nice double flank engage from both sides by Wen and Rome. But Kale ulti is doing a lot of damage, but I think that Jhin has to bail on the fight, which means a lot of the DPS for IQ is lost, and that's going to be a 3 for 2, 4 for 2, no, 5 for 2 in favor of Wen and Rome. Fantastic flank engage by the Wukong over the wall, combined with the Gragas on the other side. And yeah, that's the danger of doing objective in their face like that, is that if they can flank and pincer you, you're kind of in a really rough spot. This is obviously a range-heavy comp for IQ here, so they don't have as much kind of bruisery fighters to stand in the middle of that. And they need room to kite, and that just can't happen if you get collapsed on from multiple sides. Yeah, now Wen and Rome in a firmly commanding position of this game. They're on soul point. They got a 5k gold lead. You know, we'll see if Kale reaching level 16 is enough to tilt the scales, but I have a feeling it might not be. Did they get the petals? I don't think so. Aren't the petals all gone once the Otacon dies? I believe they are, right? There's just no more petals on the map. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And Nunya stealing jungle camps to get XP faster, which he absolutely should be doing. As soon as you still get petals from Otacon. No, I mean like once the Otacon dies, it slurps up all of the petals on the map for whoever got it, and then no more petals spawn. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And yeah, as I was saying, once you get level 11 on Kale, you should be looking to yoink jungle camp as much as possible. Your jungler is the enemies, it doesn't matter. You just gotta get them. But you still get petals. Shut up, Eric. Shut up, Eric! I know this is one of your tricks. One of your gaslighterinos. The death kept coming in for Kale. She's finally starting to scale here in terms of the AP. Needs probably 2 or 3 more waves to get that level 16. Should be going top to grab it right now. Indeed he will. This might be enough here, actually. We'll see. Nope, there's one more. Meanwhile, Orianna and Gragas kind of tussling down here. Leona and Jin gonna get caught out trying to roam, and Wukong very large at this point, able to just 1v2 them. He needs a Magi ASAP, but now Kale's coming in to try to help, but level 15 Kale's the last time you should be fighting. You should just let your team die here, unfortunately. She's gonna get to level 16, but in the end she's gonna die, and now the rest of IQ's gonna go down. And this is the hard part about playing Kale, is that you want to be a good teammate, you want to help your team, but sometimes you just have to tell them to go fuck themselves while you farm. Sometimes the best thing you can do on a scaling champ like Kale is be selfish. Your team gets caught, let them die. If you had been level 16 at the start of that fight instead of in the middle of it, they might have won it, to be honest. But in the end, they will lose their inhib here and probably Baron afterwards. Fast forward here just a little bit. I don't know why he's not hitting the camps. What? Okay, that was very strange. He left the camp so that Orianna could get it. Maybe Orianna was really close to an item. Yep, that's exactly what it was. They were giving him making sure that Rihi got enough money to get Death Cap and Orianna. There you go. Okay, fair play. Fair play to the Kale. That makes sense. Fourth dragon, potential dragon soul about to come up here. Akali splitting top lane. So this is the time to look for something if you're IQ. You do have the level 16 Kale. You know, Akali can TP in, but it's going to take her a little bit of time to get here. So you should be looking for a fight right now before she has the chance. Yeah, they're going to go for it. They're engaging on the swing, and now the damage is starting to come out. Wukong stalling with his thing, but the Kale damage is coming in. Gonna go ahead and flash in on the Senna, not quite able to get her. And now Groggy's is gonna come in and finish her off. And yeah, if the Kale goes down early, you just lose the fight automatically, and that's exactly what's gonna happen here. And that's gonna be a clean ace 4-1 in Rome, and that's probably game right here. I would assume quadra kill for the Akali. A really bad Zed looking kind of decent on the Akali, 18-0. Kind of decent, kind of solid. And that will indeed be game one here for 1 in Rome. It's a very back and forth game, but in the end, the IQ scaling didn't come online fast enough. And 1 in Rome was able to get some great team fight engages. And yeah, well played to them. Go ahead and get the game 1 victory. Did you just call them dumb? Did I? I don't think so. I don't think I did that. All right, we can go ahead and get ready for the game 2 draft here. Looks like the teams are going to keep the sides here for game 2. Let me... When in Rome, let's go. Yeah, Trevor's team looking real good so far. All right, there's the invite from Rihi. Go ahead and slide on over. Can you tell Rihi I need an invite? Do you really want an invite, Eric? Why do you want an invite for? Are you gonna troll in the Twitch chat when you're gonna be watching the game? If it's from Rihi, I just want him to love me. You message him yourself, bro. They pick Scale, and Dakota is like, hell no, and slams him with the Groggy. Yeah, exactly. Your enemy team picks Scale. You know what you pick to counter that? You just pick champions that can force plays. Like Gragas and Wukong. Champions that can just dive insanely hard. There you go. That's how you beat it. We didn't actually look at the. I didn't look at the match history for very long. Let's go ahead and see the. Here we go. Let's look at the actual damage graphs. I didn't get a good look at it before we moved on. Let me get it open here. You know, not as much damage here. Let me go ahead and show you guys so you can see this. Considering that the Akali went what 18-0, not as much damage as you would think. You know, she got out of damage by like 3 different people, but no, I guess 4. Yeah, there you go. I guess when you're an assassin like Akali, the damage is surgical, right? You don't have to do lots of overall DPS. You just need to get lots of kills, and he did. He did in fact get a lot of kills. So yeah, great. Yeah, I mean, look at that. The damage charts themselves are very even. It's just that the engages by when in Rome were so good that this range heavy comp for IQ couldn't last long enough to win the team fights. A true assassin does the damage they need to. Exactly, bro. Just you go in, you one shot him, boom. It's nice and clean. Although I think it was more accurate that he went into a chaotic team fight and sniped a bunch of kills, which hey, you know, that's valuable too. Sometimes you need someone mobile with burst to dive in and finish people off, and that's exactly what he did. But yeah, not as crazy of damage as you would expect from a guy who was 18-0. I guess because they stacked so much MR, his total damage wasn't as high. He just finished off a lot of people. Whereas obviously they weren't really building armor, much armor, so Wukong was able to do a lot of damage instead. So I guess that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Go ahead and give Win and Rome their 1 win here, and then we're just waiting on draft. Oh, you guys can't see the Fearless band, can you? Let me go ahead and fix that. There we go. It's not the most elegant solution, but it works. Fortunately, it makes the numbers not quite line up right. Blame CNOS for that one. Meanwhile, I'm noticing that one of the band slots for When in Rome is just not showing up here for some reason. I think that it must be a bug with the website, I'm guessing. Um, so I don't know what that ban is supposed to be. Maybe one of them will say in the chat. Oh, there's another one that doesn't load. All right. Just pig Lee Sin into Trevor's Diana. I mean, you could do that, I suppose. It might be too late to kick her away by the time that happens, though. But yeah, I get your point. Just 1v1 the Diana with Lee Sin. Easy. Unfortunately, can't quite see what all these bands are because Giraffe Law is a piece of shit. It is not working very well. I wonder if I refresh the page, will it show the bands properly? Let me actually, let me find out, see if that's true. Nope. Okay, so we got 3 mystery bands. Keep the chat warm for me. Oh God. Now, the question is, can the team see what these bands are? Because obviously we can't see them, but do they know? Because that's kind of important information. I guess you won't be able to pick the champion that's banned, so I guess that's one way to figure it out. What champs are banned? So let's see. Blitzcrank was banned, and um, who? Let's see. We're just kind of scrolling down the list to see what champions are grayed out. That weren't played last game. I don't know. It's a little hard to see. Do I have that? Oh, Zillion was banned. That's one of the bans. Okay, so the red. Oh, the red one. the ones with the red dot on, you guys can't see it, but the ones with the red dot on them shows a fearless ban while the regular ones are grayed out. Okay, so it is Varus ban. Well, no, they're picking Varus. Okay, yes, no. Assuming the Zillion ban was from IQ because they banned Zillion last game, I believe. Soraka ban. No, Soraka pick. Oh my god, this is too confusing. Okay, Pike ban. There we go. It's Pike, Zillion, Pike, and Blitzcrank. There you go. I figured it out. We solved the puzzle. So the two missing bans for When in Rome are Blitzcrank and Pike, and the missing ban for IQ is Zillion. We solved the mystery. And these pictures are really not wanting to load today. I might have to switch to Drafter. That seems to be less buggy. Again, another invisible ban. Man. It's a Renekton ban. Interesting choice. So, serious question. If this is like a pro league game and a team fails to lock in a pick in time, what happens? I assume there's some kind of penalty, but what is it? Does anyone know? Because like, you can't just not pick a champion, right? So I assume that there's some kind of penalty applied, and then the champ select continues. But I don't know what the penalty is. And another invisible ban for blue team. Let's see if we can figure out what it is. It's Rumble. It's a Rumble ban. Okay. Couple of top lane bans make sense. Both top laners have not shown yet. IQ gonna go for the blind pick Scion. Interesting choice. That's a little risky to do. We'll see what Elias has in terms of a counter pick for Scion. Not sure why you banned Renekton if that was what you're gonna do. I think Renekton's bad against Scion for the most part, but that is not a bad pick to go against the Scion. It's gonna block in the Yone. And you get the Bork. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's going to be Yone mid. I haven't seen one of those in a while. It's going to be Mordekaiser top into the Scion. That one's also a good choice. I haven't seen a blind pick Yone mid. That is bold. You do not see that very often anymore. Kind of surprised he did not for Yasuo, but I guess his team doesn't really have knockups, so he got a couple really, but not great ones. So he just goes for the Yone instead. Let's pick for Rihi. What's it going to be? It's going to be the LeBlanc. That is a good choice against Yone. I think you can bully Yone really hard early. He doesn't have a lot he can do about it. All right. Yeah, reheat LeBlanc is going to be exciting. All right, while we're waiting for that, let's take a look at the comps here. I already kind of don't like the one in Rome comp because it has Milio and Ezreal together. I don't know why you would ever pick that combo. You definitely don't want to pick Milio with a caster AD carry. You want to pick them with a big time auto attacker, whether it's a crit user like Jinx or Caitlyn or a on hit like Kai'Sa or Vayne or something. You want to pick Millie with those champions. I don't know why you picked it together with Ezreal. I'm also not a fan of the blind pick Yone. Got counterpicked by LeBlanc, so that could be a very rough lane for him. I do like the Echo. I think Echo jungle is really solid. I know my back has won a lot of games on it, and then Elias on the Mordekaiser I like as well. You can kind of pull Soraka away from her team and kill her, or one of these tanks or something. So I dislike 60% of their comp, but like the other 40%. Also at IQ, Jinx Soraka, a good combo. Jarvan and Sion, good playmaking to set up the LeBlanc. Yeah, I definitely like IQ's comp better on this one. Um, the only problem I could kind of see is that if they're struggling to kill the front line, if they're struggling to kill the front line, they might kind of get separated a little bit because obviously Jinx and Soraka want to be in the back. And LeBlanc, Sion, and Jarvan want to go in, right? So if they're not able to do playmaking and get that first reset for Jinx, their team fighting might be a little bit rough. But although it's not a very tanky team for Win and Rome either, so it's a pretty squishy team. It's not very synergizes very well. They do have a lot of playmaking with Yone and Echo, so they could just do what they did last game. Player diff and whatnot, but I definitely like the IQ better. Yeah, Draflool has really not been working well today. I had to go detective mode and scroll through the list of champions to figure out who these 4 missing bans were. Because they did ban champions. I just the UI just doesn't show them, so I had to figure it out. So the missing bans, if I remember correctly, for When in Rome, it's Pike, Blitzcrank, and Rumble. And the missing bans for IQ are Renekton and Zillion. Raka is OP versus Echo. Yeah, I think if Raka's not getting engaged on, I don't see how IQ dies, honestly. That is a problem. True, but I have faith when in Roman too. Yeah, we'll see. They have looked like a really strong team so far. So can they get? I don't think their draft is good, but sometimes you just win anyway. Well, I also feel like I never see Ezreal do well in beer league games. maybe that's just me not remembering, but I feel like every time I see Ezreal in Beer League, he loses. So he's not very good at killing the big tanky teams that Beer League teams like. He doesn't have quite have the pop off potential of like a Jinx or a Jhin or a lot of these other Beer League ADCs. You will play him next series, okay? Didn't you guys just lose though? Not that I could talk. I also lost, but no flame nectarish. It's all good fun. You're in the hyperbolic time chamber as we speak. I feel that. I've been grinding hard on my alt account to get those top lane games in because I haven't played top lane competitively in a long time. So I know that feel. Got to get all warmed up. Got to get your got to limit test nonstop and figure out how to play this game well. Speaking of the hyperbolic time chamber, I have a feeling that Akira Toriyama, rest in peace, probably regretted introducing that into the series because it creates a lot of really stupid situations where why didn't they just train in the time chamber some more, you know? You can't it's like the Harry Potter problem with the time turner, right? You can't give the protagonist this crazy tool to have them use it once and then like pretend it doesn't exist for the rest of the series, you know? Oh, whoops. I'm getting 16 kills a game to Aura Farm. There you go. You know what League really needs? Like, I don't think they'll ever do it because they don't want to detract from the main game, but League really needs like a dedicated PvE mode where people could just group up as a team of 5 and just like play like against the CPU in some capacity, you know? And have it have like some type of progression to it, you know? Like what Overwatch 2 was supposed to have before they scrapped it because they decided it would cost too much money to actually make Overwatch 2. Um, I'd love to have a mode like that in League of Legends because PvP is just super duper sweaty in League, obviously, and it's hard for people of varying skills to play together. But I think a PvE um, mode would help with that a lot. Because right now, all you really have is ARAM and bots, and neither of those are very satisfying in my opinion. Yeah, Doombots kinda, yeah, but Doombots is only temporary. I'm talking about like a permanent mode, you know. So I guarantee there's a lot of people who would play exclusively for that and buy skins and stuff because I think there's a lot of people that just really don't enjoy the PvP aspect of League for whatever reason. Um, and they would enjoy like a still multiplayer experience, but not PvP. You know, I don't know. I think it'd be cool, but I also respect that Riot doesn't go too hard on the alternate game modes because they want the 5v5 on Summoner's Rift to be the main game mode that people mostly play, and they don't want like other game modes to distract from that too much. And I honestly think that's a good idea in general. A lot of games tend to kind of devolve when the alternate game modes become too popular. But also, why is my thing not loading? Should be add PvE modes and make all the shitty 500 e-girl skins exclusive to it. There you go. Now you're thinking. People would buy it too. That's the crazy part. People would absolutely spend 500. If anything, the people who are playing exclusively PvE, I feel like they'd be more likely to buy those super expensive skins. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, here we go. It was just taking a while to load for some reason. Here we go. No potion for the Jinx. Interesting. Man says, heck, I got a Soraka. I don't need potions. I'm just gonna get 50 gold to my, or get to my BF sword 50 gold faster. Everyone knows PvE players are all loser e-girl worshippers. True. That's why I like Helldivers. That's why I'm a jungle main, indeed.
I swear, time scramble doesn't travel my brain.
Minions have
Both
spawned.
teams electing to just kind of chill here, level 1. Gets the ward down. A little bit of a summoner check here. Everything looks pretty standard. Yeah, everything looks pretty normal. Oh, interesting. They're lane swapping. They're lane swapping the Mordekaiser against the LeBlanc. Interesting choice. Actually, I'm on board with this choice. I think Mordekaiser is a lot more resilient in lane than Yone is early on. So I think it makes sense to do this lane swap, at least for the beginning. Once Yone has like some lifesteal, the LeBlanc's not so bad, but for the first you know, before first bag, that matchup is really rough. So I actually like this swap here. Jungler's gonna start on the opposite sides of the map this time. Yeah, just obviously Yone is a lot harder to burst through that or Mordekaiser with his shield, and D shield is a lot harder to poke down in lane compared to the Yone. So might have to be forced to roam here if you're Rihi. Not now, obviously, but later on. I will give the when in Rome bot lane credit. I don't like the champion synergy, but skin synergy on point. They're both rocking that tank. Good job. Danny would approve. Director camera really wants to watch LeBlanc. Now Bakasaur going for a gank on the bot lane. He is going to be seen this time, so they should be fine. They get a little bit of damage to this rocket here, but they're fine. They learned their lesson from last game. They got their early ward down in that bush, so they don't get flanked from behind unseen again. So learning from their mistakes from last game. Good job. So I think that, you know, now that I think about it, I think the reason they went Melio first pick for when in Rome is because the one enchanter. Ooh, first blood for Scion. Wow, the top lane. Okay. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted, but nice solo kill by None Your Business, and the wave's in a decent spot too. It's gonna push back to him. Well, actually, maybe not. It's gonna be close. But sorry, what I was saying was that I think the reason that they first picked Milio is because that is like the one in non-kill support that Zesty Queso plays, so he had to opt for the Soraka instead. So maybe they just wanted to get him off a comfort pick, and that's why they picked Milio. And now, we got the Mordekaiser roam to the bot lane. Ooh, nice flash by Jinx, able to avoid the gank. A little cheeky roam by Elias. It's not often you see a Mordekaiser gank a lane, but here we are. Soraka trying her best to hold this wave, but it's not going to happen. You know what that means, Soraka? It means you get to farm a bit. Have fun. I'm back. I know Slammer missed me. I definitely did. The people in chat can say I just spent the whole time lamenting how you weren't here. Needs to be careful here. He might just go down. He has the ulti. He does. Oh, he's gonna pop the ulti, but not quite able to land it. Is he gonna be able to finish him off? None Your Business trying his best to stall here, but I don't think it's gonna last. And Swine is gonna go down. And meanwhile, down here in the bottom river, gonna be engaged on the Echo. Echo has ulti, so do they end up finding a way to get this kill? Lock the chains down. Yeah, and they just burst him down, and Echo can't ulti because he's snared by the chain. You've been doing that, Sai abandoned 2. You did not abandon 2. You got kicked off of 2 by the admins because they rated your rating too high, or mine too high, depending on how you want to look at it. They wouldn't let us team up anymore. How you and Bernie still get to team up though is kind of bullshit, but whatever. Looking forward to our matchup on Thursday. I'm gonna be real mad if you swap Bernie the bot lane. I want to land against him. Bernie and Emerald, I don't give a fuck, bro. I've seen Bernie play. That dude is a mid diamond player at minimum. Probably could make Masters top lane if he felt like it. He just doesn't play ranked. All you not ranked players, perpetually underrated. Yeah, because you won, Eric. You were underrated the last 3 seasons. You finally got rated what you deserve. Eric should also be a 7.5. I agree. Eric's a beast. Now, there is a question about whether or not a 7.5, an equally rated or equally skilled ADC should be rated the same as an equally skilled jungler, but I don't think there's any way to really account for that. Yeah, they moved you down after your first season because your team sucked. You were clearly one of the best players in the league that season, but your team was bad, so it wasn't obvious. I watched you, dude. You had like 38% of your team's damage for the season. That's crazy. It's just you were playing AD carry on a bad team, so GG. Meanwhile, Fight's breaking out here in the top side. Ek's going to have to blow his ulti, but that actually kind of worked in his favor. Young's going to get a nice ulti in return, and now Mordekaiser is going to go ahead and roam in. Going to ult the LeBlanc. LeBlanc should be fine, I imagine. I don't know how a Mordekaiser ever catches LeBlanc in the Death Realm, but... Ooh, interesting. And the W We were forcing and lost to the team that won. Yeah, like I said, a bad team. All I'm saying is your next two teams won finals, so clearly compared to them, it was a bad team. And yeah, Rihi juked them all, but the Grubs end up going 2-4 in favor of winning Rome. Fucking Eric distracted me. I'm not even casting the damn game. As we feed a Warfare over 4-1 in Rome once again. Sion's gonna go ahead and get 4-man here. Tough. Top lane things. Ooh. Fortunate fail flush over the wall. Not that I don't think it would have saved him either way, so definitely should have just accepted his death. About a 1.5K goal lead here for winning Rome. When do we see the LeBlanc buffs? I think they're live, right? I think they buffed the W damage a little bit. Still wasn't a huge buff, but it feels like one of those, like, hey, play this champion buffs that Riot likes to give sometimes. Riot very clearly gives attention buffs. It's like, hey, this buff will barely make a difference in power, but it draws attention to the champ. You should, try playing it. Wink, wink. And I guess they're still not lanes off of X, so I guess I'll just move them on the scoreboard for now. I expected them to change eventually. That's what they did with Morgana, unironically true. I don't think the last WF even made that much of a difference, but it got a lot of people playing her, so. Bit of a fight break here in the river. Is STK gonna go ahead and get flash ulted by the Mordekaiser, and that is not where you want to be. He's trying his best to kite this out, but even if he survives, well, actually, he decides to back off. Interesting choice. And now Mordekaiser's going to get engaged off. Ooh, the deep Jarvan EQ gets blocked by the Milio kickball, and now Mordekaiser's going to get collapsed on. It's going to be a shutdown going over to LeBlanc. I'm not sure why Mordekaiser backed off the Soraka so early. Maybe his team told him to bail, but I feel like that just made the situation worse. Yeah, nice gold lead for LeBlanc. And IQ moving on to Dragon number 2. Meanwhile, top lane don't look. I didn't see what happened, but maybe nothing happened. Oh, Young's gonna go ahead and TP down here. It's gonna be a 5v4 in favor of winning Rome, and now LeBlanc is TPing too, but it's gonna be way too late. I think the rest of IQ's gonna get wiped here before LeBlanc can make a difference. Yep, and that's what's gonna happen. Sion's gonna have to flee. LeBlanc is able to pick up the Yone at least. Maybe if she plays really slick, she could pick up one more, but this will absolutely secure the Dragon for winning Rome. He's just gonna have to bail. Yeah, I think the hard push top with the Yone kind of baited them into starting the Dragon and then just TP'd in. Got a great engage. And LeBlanc trying her best to see if she can pick up some freebies here while they're busy with the Dragon, but you're mobile, you're not that mobile, you gotta be careful. Going back in. Oh, ends up getting stuck in the silence field of Soraka and can't. No, wait, what? Hold on. Soraka's on his team. How did he die here? Okay. He W's back. Oh, he got hit airborne by the Milio Q and couldn't W back. I see. That's what happened. Got it! I didn't see what CC'd him. My brain just said Soraka silence, but definitely wasn't the Soraka silence. So far, Rihi looking pretty good on LeBlanc, but the rest of Team IQ is struggling. Really bad Zed with the Bork already, so this Yone is officially online, and he really has Sion really has no chance of fighting this lane at this point. Reese gonna get caught out here by the Mordekaiser. He's gonna go down. Yeah, really rough game here. Really rough start here for IQ. Careful, Eric. If you be too annoying, I might just ban you again. I do have that power. I won't, but I could. You fool, I am the mod! Think about empty Twitch chat would be nice and quiet. I could focus on the game. That'd be a nice change of pace. Especially since you won't stop yelling! Ooh, really bad Zed going for the all-in here, but nice jukes by none of your business. Eric, go co-cast? Fuck no, Eric doesn't talk. Eric's hilarious. He, like, literally, when you're in voice chat, he won't talk at all. But when he's in Twitch chat, you can't get the dude to shut the hell up. Wild. You know, all in the mid lane, Jinx is able to get a kill. A pop excited to escape, but ends up going down to the Ezreal in the aftermath. And meanwhile, in the top lane, a bit of a jungle fight breaking down. Ooh, gonna catch out the Echo here, but if anything, he should survive long enough to get his ulti off here. Ooh, gets the stun up on the sign, so he's gonna go down, and they're gonna go for the Jarvan as well. Can they finish him off? Do they have the damage? No. You said you left of your own free will like 5 minutes ago, Eric. You can't say I kicked you off now. This fucking guy. I go with whichever one suits my agenda. True. Yone kind of getting outplayed by the LeBlanc here, and he is very dead. And that's going to be a kill over to the Jarvan. He hits those. Yeah, he's been killing it with the chains so far this game. It's a sequel to 2 chains. I don't know how many chains, but it's a lot more than 2, I can tell you that. As far as the Gold League goes, but a 3K goal here for one in Rome. And this Mordekaiser is very large and in charge, and that's going to be tough for them to deal with. And yeah, that was indeed a KS. You are correct. More going to go ahead and ulti the Scion here. Ooh, that might have actually saved the Scion. Nope. It ends up being a wasted flash by the Mordekaiser, but Scion does go down. He's kind of getting styled on by the Ezreal here. Has to have Soraka pop some heals to save him. Looking for the Gankerino on Mordekaiser, but I don't know if she actually has the damage to kill him, realistically, but she's playing it slow, which is what you're going to have to do if you're going to get this kill. Alright, she needs to get one more W. She should have this. No, I want to see this kill. Wow, doesn't quite have the damage, not able to kill the Mordekaiser. Okay, just a little bit too slow. Can't finish him off. Alright. Now we've got a bit of a fight breaking her in the mid lane. They go for the Millia, but he's able to get out, and now it's going to get turned on the Jinx here. And Bone Guru trying his best. Ooh, very nice kickball. It will interrupt the Jarvan Q, but it's not quite enough to save his life. And now Soraka should go down here. You could tell. I already knew this was a copy pass just based on what I said, but even if I didn't, I knew it would be because it's not in all caps. Now we're getting another all-in bot lane between the Mordekaiser and the LeBlanc. And the LeBlanc can't deal with the Rylai's Mordekaiser. Too much work to put it in caps? Exactly. You don't get paid enough? No one does. Meanwhile, Yone does a dive on the Scion in top lane, under the tower. Whew. Tough. You guys see that it said minus 168 gold on the Scion just now? Why did it do that? Plus 168? Does it do it again? No, go back. Oh, is it because he was buying stuff in base? Or refunding stuff and it did that? Is that why? Okay. Yone going for some 1v2 action up here in the top lane, but all Jarvan really has to do is stall here because he's got his ADC and his support coming in, and Yone says, heck with it, I'll just go for the support. He's going to go ahead and turn on the Soraka and is trying to stall out the Jinx Chompers, but not quite able to do it. It's going to end up going down. Meanwhile, Wen and Rome uses the distraction by... Ooh, here comes the Jade Rocket! Ooh, not quite in time. I don't think it would have hit anybody anyway, but yes, Wen and Rome, good job realizing, using the pressure by the Yone to get that dragon. And big, huge lead here for Wen and Rome. 6k gold already, plus the feats of strength as well. So yeah, Wen and Rome looking really strong right now. Man, I'm just realizing how brutal my my team's early schedule is. We got to play Paradox and then CR and then Wen and Rome back to back. Let's play 3 of the top 5 teams. Just start the season. That's rough. Well, Mordekaiser's going to go ahead and get caught out here. He's going to try to get the LeBlanc in return, but he will not. Got to play the #1 team CR. We will soon. Don't know how you're #1, but you know, we got the same record. Yeah, tough place to be in if you're your IQ, because I don't think your comp scales super well either. I mean, Jinx scales pretty well, Soraka scales pretty well. The rest of this team, not as much. Really, we had Zed's being toxic in all chat? Oh no! He is! Someone, get this guy. I'm going to go ahead and move in on the Atakon here. No pedophiles. Yep. Really bad set looking for the all-in on Rihi. Ends up going to get him. The ult accident. Or Rihi warps back to try to dodge the ulti, but ends up getting clipped by it anyway, so he goes down. He's gonna get ganked here by the 3-man squad once again, and he's just like, all right, I'll see if I can take one of you with me, but playing a little bit smarter this time, so they should be able to get him here, I would think. Yep, they do get him. They have to blow multiple ultis. A bit of a fight bringing her in the top lane. Bakastor trying to pin her off the Soraka. Doesn't have the vision, so can't E onto her. Ends up going down. Big shutdown over for Bongarud, and now they have to try their best to kite out this Mordekaiser as best they can, but I don't see any way they feasibly beat him here. Yeah, I think you just hold Jarvan and kill him first. And if you're Soraka, you just use this chance to run away. But he will not. And I think Mordekaiser just ends up catching him. Indeed he does. Elias really asserting his will in this game as the Mordekaiser. Well, actually, I mean, this would be a great kiting play if not for the fact that it's going towards the enemy base. I mean, maybe he can stall long enough to escape. No. No, he cannot. But it was a valiant effort. LeBlanc gonna go try to get the Mordekaiser here. Does she have the damage to actually finish him off? No, definitely not. Ooh, well, actually, I was gonna say not once Milio shows up, but no. 2 chains. Very interesting build. I'm noticing Lord Dom's second item on Jinx. Is that a thing now? I'm not really seeing a lot of armor. I would think you would just go IE second, but he's opted for the armor pen item second. Nice flank by the Echo, and that should get both of them, I would imagine. Indeed it will. Great flank. Back is sore. Honestly, I don't know why they're bottling so far up without vision, but there you go. That's why you don't do it. Ree trying his best to salvage this. Ooh. Gets enough burst to blast the Echo before he can press R. Baxor very surprised by that development. What the fuck, Rito, indeed. When Rum's gonna go ahead and move in here on a dragon number 3. Hongaru's gonna go ahead and have to bail here. Now, gold lead has shrunk a bit, only about 4k gold lead for When in Rome now. Still a lot, but not as big as it was 5-10 minutes ago. Just a little bit here. I don't know. I don't think LeBlanc can 1v1 Yone, to be honest, unless he outplays the fuck out of him. I think LeBlanc, like, his DPS is just way too high. And that shield, though, is a massive shield at this point in the game. Alright, meanwhile, Echo's gonna go for the back line, but Sion's gonna go ahead and go flank around the back, and now there's a numbers fight for IQ. That's gonna catch both 2 members of When in Rome, and the rest of them are gonna have to run away. So a nice play here for IQ. You know the funny part about that copy pasta, Eric? Hold on, I'll talk about it in a second after this fight is done here. I mean, they go out Mordekaiser. You still have to be careful about the Mordekaiser, even if you have the numbers advantage. You've got Mordekaiser. And really, that Zed, yeah, he's able to get LeBlanc here in the side lane. No, the crazy part about that copy pasta, Eric, is that the 2-0 or the 0-2 we just had to Paradox on Sunday is the very first 0-2 in Team 2 history. We've won at least one game every series before that, which is kind of wild considering this is our 3rd season. Can they finish off the Yone here? Wow. He just got stuck there forever. Got stuck there for like another 3 or 4 seconds after he was supposed to take it back. But they are going to go ahead and move in on the Dragon. One season didn't lose a series. That's what I mean, yeah. So, the first season, we won at least one game every series. I think we went, what's the final count? 8-3, and then 7-0 last season, so, and then 1-1 this season, so 16-4 record through 3 seasons. That's pretty good, I think. Yeah, I don't know why we worked so good last season either. Yeah, we'll see if this version of Team 2 can pull it together. It's a long season. We got time to figure it out. Reese has IE. He does, in fact, have IE. Winnable. 3 items with Armor Pen on Jinx. That is a big power spike. You know, they can start winning some of these team fights. As long as they don't get caught out by the Yone ulti, they think they have a chance. I don't know why the camera really wants to follow in, by the way. LeBlanc going for the assassination on Echo. Echo's going to have to ulti to bail, but ooh. Nice juke so far. Both of them still alive. Now the rest of the team's coming in. Sion's going to ulti, but not able to land the knockup on anybody. And now Mordekaiser's going to catch out Jinx from the side, and that is not what you want if you are IQ. And now they're getting flanked. The rest of When in Rome, and Echo, ooh, able to kill the Echo, but Yone returns the favor and takes down LeBlanc. Yeah, Mordekaiser is just huge, and they really do not have an answer for him in these bigger fights. And that's going to be a 4-for-1 in favor of When in Rome, and that might be enough to end the game. We'll see. I would have liked to have seen him to have gone bot where they have a bigger wave rather than just these 2 minions, or 3 minions, but it might be enough anyway. And yeah, they're going to push for the end right now. Yeah, I guess they got another wave. I guess they're fine. So yeah, that will in fact be a 2-0 in favor of When in Rome. Honestly, probably looking like the best team in the league so far. So they've looked very, very impressive. So well played to them. And yeah, tough series for IQ. You know, maybe a little bit rusty after having last week off. And yeah, you know, fun series, but When in Rome clearly the better team. And yeah, that'll do it for the series tonight. Let's go ahead and look at the schedule. What games we have coming up? We have tomorrow. We have WTF versus FF15 at 7:30 Central, and then we have some games on Thursday as well. So a lot more spread out this week. Not all on Sunday this time, which is nice. And I guess there's another game going on right now too. PPV versus Nord. I believe they just started like 20 minutes ago. So I'm sure someone will pick it up, but put on Pyroan's game. Yeah, I'm not doing a double cast tonight. No way. It's not happening. Also, has their game started already? Oh, it's just starting. Or no, wait. No, they're already 15 minutes in. All right, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm sure someone will watch part of it at some point, but yeah. Anyway, that'll do it for the stream tonight. Look forward to some action tomorrow and tomorrow Thursday, and yeah, see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye bye.